Hi, and today is the 12th of June and it's 2020. We are still continuing with the Gospel according to John, and today I'm looking at chapter 10. Yesterday we looked at chapter 9 and I ended up with saying that Jesus is about healing us in the physical as well as the spiritual blindness, but more so this one I kind of dwelt on the spiritual blindness. That's where I finished the point, and that was the theme for yesterday. Jesus did miracles. Jesus continues to do miracles because this life is not our own making, it's God's making. Every day you wake up and you can see your environment, it's not your making, it's God's making. If your body is functioning properly, it's not your making. But there's one area that we struggle with, and that's the person inside us, our spirit man or woman, our conscience. And that's where we have the biggest of the wars, our mind. Joyce Meyer says the battlefield of the mind, and that's where we have the biggest of the conflicts. Sometimes we cannot comprehend what is happening within ourselves, leave alone what is happening out there. We are not able to comprehend what God is doing. And therefore we are spiritually blind until we do ask for help, so that God can come and help us and guide us and lead us. So that's where I stopped yesterday with the spiritual blindness and saying Jesus is still willing to heal you and I in our spiritual sense, so that we can see the light that He is, so that we can see the bread that He is and see the life that He is. So today we are looking at chapter 10, and it's a very interesting, one of my favorite chapters, because yesterday, one of the daily verses was saying, the Lord is my shepherd. That's Psalms 23. I will not be in want, because He leads me by the still waters. He guides me to go to the green pastures. He provides everything that I need. He lays a table before my enemies. I cannot fear, even though I walk through the valleys of the shadows of death. And that's what life is about, because we do not know when our day will come. And then it's like we're just walking through the shadows and the valley of death. But I will not fear evil. I will not fear anything, because my God is with me. One, because He's my shepherd. He guides me. His rod and staff, they comfort me. So there's something to guide me, and there's something to discipline me, and He takes me to where He needs me to go to. And that's where this chapter 10 starts with, saying that Jesus is the good shepherd. Now, according to the history, in the Jewish land and in the Middle East, the shepherds went ahead of the sheep. It's not like driving the sheep followed, and they knew the voice of their shepherd. So He would call onto the sheep, and the sheep would follow Him because they know the voice of the shepherd. The shepherd also protected the sheep. When they took the sheep into the pen or in the fold where they spent the night, the shepherd lay at the gate to make sure that the sheep are protected. It's not about just getting some benefits from the sheep, because when the shepherd owns the sheep, then he can use their wool, he can use their milk, he can use the sheep themselves and gain from them. But before he gains anything from the sheep, he protects them and makes sure that the sickly ones are taken care of. The ones that are lost, He's gone to find them. There's a parable that Jesus gives that one sheep was lost, and out the shepherd went looking for it, and he left the other sheep in the protection of someone else, but went after seeking the one that was lost. So the Lord, my Jesus, is the good shepherd, and the good shepherd protects and provides and leads the sheep to the green pastures, to the still waters. He provides everything they need, and you're no longer in want. And that's how I feel when I'm in Jesus. That's how I feel when I know that Jesus is my shepherd. I will fear no evil. He is with me to guide and to protect. Now, regardless of Him telling the story of Him being the good shepherd, not being a hireling, not being someone who just comes to take care of the sheep and then He leaves them to the dangers of this world, the Pharisees still had a lot of conflicts about Jesus. The more He said who He was in God, that Him and God were one, the more they didn't want to hear. It's like they were saying, tell us about you. But the more he told about himself, the more they didn't want to hear the truth. And truth has the habit of doing that. People don't like hearing the truth. They like avoiding the truth. But the reality is, if you know the truth, then the truth sets you free. If you know the truth of who Jesus is, he is able to set you free. Because again, I go back, he is the good shepherd. He is the one who guides you with the right word, because he is the word. He is the one who feeds you, because he is the bread of life. He is the one who takes away the thirst that you have, because he is the water of life. He is the one who baptizes us with the power of the Holy Spirit, so that we are not left alone. He is not here in the physical, but his Holy Spirit is with us. His word is still with us to guide and to lead each day. So as the day comes to an end today, just remember this: Jesus is the good shepherd. He's the shepherd that does not leave his sheep to go astray. He's the shepherd that ensures that the sheep are well fed and well taken care of and protected. Would you look for Jesus, or would you let him invite you to his pen? Would you hear his voice? Because when he's calling them, because he said, my sheep know my voice, and the sheep know their shepherd, and the shepherd knows his sheep. So if only you could recognize yourself, or rather you could hear his voice and let him be your shepherd, then life will be so much better. God bless you and have a wonderful day or evening. And let's meet again tomorrow as we look at chapter 11 of John's Gospel. God bless you.